Success, peace, and even happiness in life all stem from one thing: relationships. But when those relationships lack trust, they become fragile weapons of destruction. In today's world, we all crave genuine, deep connections that can withstand any storm and enrich our lives. Stoic philosophy teaches us how to build such relationships by maintaining inner calm and strength, relationships that grow stronger with time. In this video, I will take you through 7 essential steps that reveal the true art of building trust and meaningful bonds. These 7 steps don't just transform your relationships, they illuminate your entire life, making you unstoppable. Watch till the end, because what you learn today could be the greatest gift to your life. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with those you care about. Let's begin the journey that will change the world of your relationships forever. Step number 1, don't speak it, live it. Have you ever met someone who talks beautifully, makes big promises, but disappears when it really matters? Yes, we all know someone like that. And deep down, we never truly trust them. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." In other words, don't talk about what you believe, live it. Let your actions do the explaining. Trust is never built through words. It's built through consistent behavior, integrity, and quiet strength. You can say, "I'm a trustworthy person," 100 times. But if your actions don't reflect it, your words are meaningless. Real trust is built in the small moments. When you show up on time. When you stand by someone during their worst days. When you defend someone's name even when they're not around. These are the moments that create unbreakable bonds. Trust is slow to build and quick to break. In today's world, everyone talks. But very few follow through. If you want to be someone others can count on, you have to do more than speak, you have to be that person. Stoicism teaches us to stay silent, but act with purpose. Your character is your loudest voice. Your actions are your truest language. So today, decide, talk less, do more. Keep every promise you make. Respect time. Honor your relationships. Because when you stop trying to convince people with words, and start proving yourself with actions, that's when you become someone people naturally trust. That's when real, meaningful relationships begin to form. This isn't just about being a good person. It's about being the kind of person who inspires others to become better too. Step number 2, judge less, understand more. We judge too quickly. Someone speaks less, we assume they're arrogant. Someone reacts in anger, we label them a bad person. Someone fails to help, we think they're selfish. But do we ever stop to ask, what's really going on in their life? Stoic philosophy teaches us, judge not what you cannot control. In other words, don't pass judgment on what you don't fully understand. Everyone is fighting a battle you can't see. What looks like rudeness may be a cry for help. What feels like coldness may be someone breaking inside. But what do we usually do? We form final opinions after just one encounter. And that unfair judgment often destroys relationships before they even begin. Trust begins not when we judge, but when we try to understand. If you want people to open up to you, you have to walk in their shoes first. Listen. Ask. Empathize. A Stoic does not react blindly to people's behavior. They pause and look deeper. They know people are flawed, emotional, and sometimes broken, and that's okay. So build relationships not through criticism, but through compassion. When you take the time to truly understand someone, they begin to trust you. They begin to feel, this person sees me. I'm safe here. That's the foundation of real connection. That's how trust begins, not just through time, but through heart. Remember, every person carries a story you don't know. Before you judge them, try to understand them. Because judgment builds walls. But understanding It builds bridges. Step number 3, use the power of silence. If you truly want to earn someone's trust, there's one thing you must learn: the power of silence. The Stoic philosophers believed silence is a form of wisdom, because reacting to everything doesn't make you powerful. Sometimes, staying quiet, listening patiently, and holding yourself back, that's where real strength lives. In today's world, everyone is talking. One speaks, another rushes to respond. Everyone wants to be heard, but very few truly want to understand. And this is where you can stand apart. If you genuinely want to connect with people, you must first learn to listen, silently and attentively. When you don't interrupt someone, when you listen without jumping to respond, that person begins to feel safe around you. They think, this person is not judging me. This person actually wants to understand what I'm feeling. And right there, trust begins. Being a good listener means you're hearing their heart, not just their words. And that is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. The Stoics knew you don't need to respond to everything. They taught us that self-restraint, emotional control, and empathy are not signs of weakness. They are marks of maturity and wisdom. If you react to everything, people will feel like you're in a competition with them. But if you stay calm and simply listen, they will realize, this person truly wants to understand me. That's when trust is born. This doesn't mean you never speak. It means you choose your words with care. And you understand that silence itself can often say more than noise. Remember, silence doesn't mean being mute. It means mastering your emotions and reactions. And when you master that, people start opening up to you in ways they wouldn't with others. Because they feel safe. And from that feeling of safety comes the kind of deep, lasting relationships that aren't built on words, but on trust. So always remember, the strongest relationships are not built in loud conversations, but in quiet moments. Not with arguments, but with presence. Step number 4, acknowledge your limitations. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, to be human is to err. In other words, making mistakes is a natural part of being human. We all make mistakes. This is nothing to be ashamed of, but rather an inseparable part of life. However, in the world of relationships, trust breaks down when someone refuses to admit their mistakes, holds on to pride, and tries to hide their faults. No matter how much you say you are trustworthy, if you don't take responsibility for your mistakes, people won't be able to trust you. The greatest key to building trust is accepting your own limitations. When you make a mistake, learn to take responsibility for it. Don't be afraid to ask for forgiveness. And strive to improve yourself by learning from those mistakes. Only then will people realize you are genuinely trustworthy and responsible. Admitting your mistakes does not make you small. It shows the greatness of your character. If your pride stops you from owning your mistakes, then that becomes the biggest obstacle in your relationships. Because trust is built on honesty, responsibility, and acknowledging your faults. When you take responsibility for your mistakes, and promise yourself not to repeat them, that is when you strengthen the foundation of your relationships. Those who can learn from their mistakes are the ones who are truly trustworthy and mature. Making mistakes is human nature. But hiding your mistakes or blaming others is not. Acknowledging your mistakes, asking for forgiveness, and working to fix them is what makes a person great. This is how bonds of trust grow stronger and relationships deepen. So, from today onwards, be clear with yourself. I may make mistakes, but I will learn from them. I will change myself, and take responsibility for my relationships. This mindset will turn you into a truly trustworthy person. strengthen your relationships. And compel people to place their trust in you. Step number 5, be there in difficult times. Life isn't always full of sunshine. Sometimes storms come. Sometimes everything goes dark. And it's precisely in those moments that we discover who truly stands beside us. The Stoics believed that real relationships are forged through adversity, and trust is not born from passive words, but from active presence. In Stoic philosophy, this behavior is known as duty. Not just as a moral obligation, but as a profound human responsibility. Because Stoicism teaches us that our duty isn't limited to ourselves. It extends to our community, our friends, our family. To everyone within the circle of our relationships. When you stand silently beside someone during the darkest moment of their life, you're telling them, I am here, not just in your joy, but in your pain. That message touches the soul. Not words, but action, builds unshakable trust. But let's be honest, this is not easy. Difficult times mean you might be exhausted, stressed, or overwhelmed yourself. Yet if you still rise above your own discomfort, and choose to show up, whether with a warm cup of tea, a few minutes of genuine listening, or a silent hand on their shoulder, you might just change that person's world. The Stoics said, don't just speak of virtue, live it. If someone is crying, sit beside them. If someone feels lost, reach out. Because when you stand quietly by someone's side, you say the loudest and most powerful words of all. You are not alone. And that one phrase, I am here, can be the foundation of lasting trust. People may not always remember your intelligence, your achievements, or your talents. But they will remember this. You were there when I needed someone most. That's how enduring relationships are built. This one single act, showing up in times of pain, can set you apart from everyone else, and compel people to place their deepest trust in you. So ask yourself today, am I only a fair-weather friend? Or can I be the shelter someone needs when the storm hits? If you can be the latter, you won't just build relationships. You will build a trust so strong, no tide in this world will ever wash it away. Step number 6, see relationships as a bonus, not a necessity. Stoic philosophy teaches a powerful truth. Don't be needy. Be whole. It's not just advice, it's a mindset. A mindset that builds confidence, peace, and unshakable trust in relationships. Think about it, if you enter every relationship with the unspoken expectation that they must love me, support me, understand me, then you are placing your emotional well-being in someone else's hands. And this silent dependence breeds insecurity, jealousy, and eventually, distrust. But what if you could say to yourself, I am whole. I am enough. I can carry my own weight in life. Then, relationships become what they are meant to be. A gift, not a necessity. Something that adds joy to your life, not something you can't live without. Stoicism reminds us, do not depend on what you cannot control. And no matter how close someone is, you can never fully control how they act, think, or feel. So basing your sense of peace or worth on another person's behavior is not stoic, it's self-sabotage. Instead, build yourself up to be a person who desires love but does not depend on it. A person who says, I enjoy being with you, but I do not need you to complete me. This mindset brings freedom. Freedom from fear, from anxiety, from emotional pressure. And it transforms your relationships into something pure, balanced, and deeply respectful. People trust those who give love, not those who desperately demand it. And when you live with emotional independence, you become someone who is calm, composed, and easy to be around. Someone who doesn't need validation, but offers value. So from this moment on, see relationships as a bonus, never a necessity. You are complete within yourself. And that is the ultimate Stoic power. Step number 7, master yourself before expecting trust. When does a person become truly trustworthy in the eyes of others? It's when their presence radiates calm. When they stay composed even in anger. When they don't break down under pressure. And when they face adversity without losing themselves. That's the quality that has set great individuals apart throughout history. Stoic philosophy teaches, don't waste energy on what you can't control. To the Stoics, real strength isn't about dominance over others. It's about mastery over your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Think about it. If someone breaks down at every disagreement, lashes out at every offense, or lets their emotions overpower their reason, can you really trust them? People trust those who feel safe to be around. Those whose words are measured. Whose actions are balanced. And whose reactions reflect self-awareness, not emotional chaos. The Stoics taught that if you can't control yourself, you will never build real, lasting relationships. Because trust is born from inner peace. And peace is cultivated through discipline. If you want others to trust you, start here. Train yourself to pause before reacting. To think before speaking. And to stay calm in the face of provocation. Trust isn't earned through charm or promises. It's earned through emotional stability. And when your self-control starts to show in how you carry yourself, others will begin to see you as someone reliable, steady, and safe. They'll want to be around you. They'll listen to you. And over time, you'll build a relationship founded not on fear or dependence, but on authentic, unshakable trust.